Do you love great podcasts? Do you love great Australian podcasts? Of course you do. Australians make incredible podcasts. And if you want to stay up to date with the best Australian shows, then check out Oz Podcast. Look for us on social media and find your new favourite show from the Australian podcast directory on ozpodcast.com.au. That's OZPODCASTS, ozpodcast.com.au. Check it out.
If you like new stuff before anybody else, if you like to keep your finger on the pulse, if you like the future and want to be in it, you keep on listening because we'll start in a minute. Techwebcast. The hosts and guests are unsurpassed. Techwebcast. Cause technology, it moves so fast. Techwebcast. Ha, stick around and you're gonna have a blast. Yeah! Techwebcast. Ha, ha. Techwebcast. Let's go!
Well, welcome to episode 335 of the Techwebcast podcast. It's recorded on the 30th of May, 2015. Techwebcast is recorded every Saturday at midday Melbourne time. Please rate us on iTunes and like us on Facebook.com/TechWebcast and follow us on Twitter at TechWebcast. And you can find the Techwebcast app on the Apple iTunes Store. Today, we have our hosts, Brad, me, Brian, Hanna, Vincent, Jacob, and we got our special guest today, Suzanne Nguyen. Hello, everyone from America.
Hello, Brian. Welcome, mate. How are you?
I am doing all right. I have to prepare for another fun night of going back to work at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
You enjoy that?
Yeah.
You enjoy it? Okay.
Did it last night. Got to do it again.
Good stuff, mate. How's your week been? Anything you want to mention? How's you seen during the week?
Let's see. I got my new pie.
Oh, nice one.
My raspberry Pi 2.
Did you put ice?
And I put together my little case, and it has a little fan, so I have to start programming it and stuff. So I hope to have some fun with that.
Nice one.
And I got involved with the release of the new Nintendo Amiibos that came out today.
Oh, cool. Good stuff. How do you like that?
Well, I managed to get 6 out of 8 of them on Amazon, and boy, do those things go fast.
How much are they, mate?
$13.
$13. Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. That is all right. So your week's been good then, Brian?
So far.
Good stuff.
Technically, it's 10:14 on Friday night for me, so my week hasn't ended yet. So.
All right. Good to have you on. We got Hanna back on. She hasn't been on for a while. Welcome back, Hanna. How's your week been?
Hello. Thanks for having me again. I've had a great week, and I'm excited to be here, and everything is just coming up roses.
Good stuff. And you just found out the other day that you are doing a radio show now.
Yes, I have started a radio show. It's a weekly 1-hour show every Monday, 1 o'clock, and it's also podcasted.
Yeah.
And it's on a Jewish radio station called J-Air, which is broadcasted in Melbourne in Caulfield and surrounding suburbs, 87.8 FM.
Oh.
And so because it's on a Jewish radio station, I decided to take the opportunity to have a very funny name for my radio show, which is Hanna's Happy Hour.
Love it. Good stuff. What music do you play on there?
The premise of the show is that I play good music without any limitation to time period or genre. So I'm playing pretty much anything from the last 40 years that's good. Right. And as I'm going along, I'm just picking whatever I feel like doing for the week. So last week was more of a focus on soul music, and this coming Monday will be a focus on funny synthesizer music.
Oh, nice one. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you take requests at all?
Yeah, of course.
All right, there you go. So anyone in the world can listen to you, and then it's pretty cool.
Yeah. If you go to my SoundCloud, which is just soundcloud.com/Hanna Silva. Hanna is Hanna, and Silver is like the color. You'll find them there.
And also like Silverchair.
And also like Okay.
Have you heard the new Daniel John's album yet, Hannah?
Oh, I got the EP. I don't think I'll get the album.
I'll get it. It's the best. Love it.
Okay, yeah. I quite like the EP, although it's quite introverted and mildly depressing. So I guess that's why I'm hesitant to check out the album. But I mean, he's great. He's a wonderful musician, and I really like his voice, and I like his songwriting too. So yeah, I'll check out his album.
Yeah, have a listen. It's very interesting. All right, you'll be back on the show soon, Hannah, and you'll be a guest on here in a couple of weeks, maybe as well.
Yes, I will.
Okay, good stuff. We got Vincent on. Welcome, Vincent. You haven't been on here for a while, mate. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been really good. Hi, Brad. Hi, Hannah. Hi, everyone. I've been having a great time. I've just started a series on Periscope called Conversations with Siri.
Okay.
And this morning, it's a different topic each day. And this morning was music. And we actually played some music by Hanna Silva. Oh. So, unfortunately, Hannah was fast asleep and missed it. But
yeah, I sleep at inconvenient hours.
Yeah, but never mind. If you're on Periscope, Hannah, you can just go back and watch it because it saves for 24 hours.
Oh, nice one. Thank you.
That's good.
You're welcome.
Good, Vincent, and anything interesting happened during the week, mate?
Yeah, but nothing really of a tech nature that I could share with you.
All right, good stuff. All right, we'll come back to you very shortly. I know you get some questions for Suzanne about what she does and that sort of thing. So,
yep.
Good to hear them. Can't wait to hear them. Jacob, welcome back. How's your week been, mate?
It's been pretty good, Brad.
And you know what I got, right?
Your Apple Watch.
Oh, your Apple Watch arrived?
Yes,
oh my gosh!
It did indeed. But I'll be, you'll be hearing about that more during the week, or maybe next week, because I want to play with it first. And
that's very exciting.
It's very cool. I love it. I'm using it every day.
You know what? This is what makes it really weird is that I have not seen very many posts of you going crazy about it.
Well, you got to give me a chance, Brian, to, I've got to.
Well, you usually go crazy over anything Apple the first day.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't want to go overboard with it.
Hey, Brad, I have one really, really simple question that I just haven't found the answer to anywhere else. When you spin the what is it called, the crown?
Yep.
Does it click like an old-fashioned watch, or is it smooth?
It's just smooth.
It should click.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway. It's just smooth. Yeah, it just runs really good.
I just find it more satisfying if it just sort of clicked a little bit.
Yeah. What's your view on the Apple Watch, Vincent? Are you going to get one or?
No. I have many views on the Apple Watch, and I won't get into them. But I just simply put, I'm not going to buy this one, and maybe not even the next one. But this one only because it's the first generation, and I think it's going to improve hugely with the second generation.
That's what everyone's saying. They're not really rushing out buying them, but Apple sold out pretty quick.
Oh, there's plenty of people wanting to buy them for sure.
I don't know how that works, but anyway. Yeah, they're all Apple fans,
Yep.
They make great products.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Jacob, keep going. What are you saying, Jacob? How's your week been, mate?
Oh, it's been pretty good, Brad.
What have you been up to, mate?
Working on computers, fixing them.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's a hard knock life with my dad's computer.
Yeah, right. Isn't it like 2012 or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
all right.
It's kept well.
Good stuff, mate. I'm sure you look after it well.
Oh, I do.
All right, and we have Suzanne here. Welcome, Suzanne, to the podcast.
Thank you for having me here, guys.
No problem. How's your week been?
It's been really fairly busy. I set up my new website, stringstory.co, and I'm getting some really good feedback about it.
Cool.
And I've been making a conscious decision to stream less on Meerkat because I don't think streaming every day provides valuable content. And it wasn't. Pardon?
I was going to ask you, who's your favorite person on Meerkat to watch?
I always look forward to Greg West because he does really short, snappy, insightful, like 5-minute Meerkat streams. But the only problem is he's New York time, so I find his streams to be at really awkward times sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. I was watching a stream this morning with Jacob. What was it called, Jacob? The Funky
Fairy.
That's it. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, they're the best in terms of like monetizing their business and development.
They make like T-shirts and stuff, don't they? They make T-shirts and that sort of thing?
They do merchandise.
Merchandise, yeah. I'm actually looking into getting some Techwebcast t-shirts made from them, maybe, but I don't know how much.
Well, the cost is not that effective, especially considering the transportation is really expensive from England to Australia. So you might consider, But if you want, if you like the fact that it is from Funky Fairy, then go for it.
Yeah. Now, what's your view on Meerkat, Suzanne?
Oh, you're asking the wrong person. You should probably ask Vince.
You use it every day, so.
Yeah, I do use it every day. The average 4 hours active user of Meerkat spends 4 hours consuming, whether it be streaming or listening or watching per day. So that's quite active, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely.
I love it. It fits my personality and my brand in terms of engaging and building up a community that I kind of like skyrocketed. But I'm really surprised that I'm the only Australian on the leaderboard right now.
So who's below you then? Who's in Australia?
No one.
Oh, no one, really?
Yeah, I'm the only Aussie.
What number are you on there? What number?
Probably 21, 20.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably the only Pacific Asia person within the region on Meerkat.
Have you tried out Periscope?
Of course.
What's your Periscope?
Periscope, and I love live streaming. So Periscope is doing great things.
So
right
which
now.
one do you like better, that or Meerkat?
Hey, Brad, you're blowing through all the questions right now. Are we doing this now or doing the news?
Oh, well, I just want to sort of. Okay.
I love live streaming. I've been live.
Right.
It depends on what you want to think about it. I have my own viewpoints about what Periscope is. Periscope for me is a broadcasting tool, whereas Meerkat is a participatory and social platform and a great tool.
All right, we'll come to them.
Suzanne and I meet up occasionally, quite regularly on Meerkat, but it's a very strange situation because I'm so used to Susan's voice and she's not used to mine because I'm usually just tacking away on my keyboard, so I only get like one short sentence at a time in. So I'm really looking forward to interviewing you, Suzanne.
Yeah, we met on Periscope and I made you go on Meerkat.
That's right.
I remember that.
Yeah, and we've yet to have a good, I wouldn't say battle, but, we sort of have our moments where we sort of battle it out on Meerkat over who's the better platform. But they've got some pros and cons.
I personally think Meerkat's better because I can't use Periscope on my phone for some reason. It just doesn't work. And for one thing, for Periscope, the comments on there are not very good. They just disappear straight away and you can't see them.
That's one of the features that makes them, they're two different tools.
Yeah,
Even though they're two different tools.
Mm. All right, okay, we'll leave this for Vincent to ask you that, and then we'll come back after the news and, have a chat with you. Hanna, you ready to do the news?
Yes, I am.
All right, here's the intro that we play every week. I'm not sure if you heard this or not, but here we go.
And here is the news. Facebook confirms it will officially support GIFs. Yes, it's 2015 and Facebook has finally joined the party. Facebook this afternoon, this a couple of days ago, confirmed that it will now support animated GIFs in the Facebook newsfeed. Not everyone will see the added functionality immediately because that would be too convenient, as the update is still rolling out. The move represents a significant change in direction for Facebook, which has historically made a conscious decision to avoid supporting GIFs, claiming that doing so would make its newsfeed too chaotic. So, well done, Facebook. Welcome to life. Next, the coolest Android M features that Google didn't announce. Yesterday at Google I/O, the company announced Android M and teased us with a bunch of cool features. However, the company couldn't mention everything in one keynote. However, there's another however. Android M is available for download on some devices. Here are just some of the sweet features in the preview that Google didn't announce. Keep in mind that these features are all part of the developer preview of Android M, so some features may change or disappear entirely. Okay, blah, blah, that bit is boring. Google will automatically back up app data. Cool. You can manually add or rearrange quick settings tiles. You can swipe left on the dock screen to open voice search instead of the dialer. Your SD card will finally be treated as internal storage. You can choose a dark theme option for the system interface. And that's all. Next story. Apple offers a quick workaround for nasty iOS messaging bug. We already know Apple is working on a fix for a recently discovered texting bug that can render your Messages app useless and in some cases even reboot your phone. But now there's a faster solution for anyone affected. You just need to use Siri to read your unread messages and send a dictated reply, according to a support document Apple posted yesterday. After that, you'll be able to open the Messages app once again and delete the malicious thread. The messaging bug was originally uncovered by Reddit users, and it involves sending a note with a series of Unicode characters through any iPhone messaging app. Of course, this workaround is only a fix for people who already received one of the tainted messages. You'll have to turn off notification previews for apps if you want to stay completely safe. It's unclear when Apple will deliver an update to solve the issue, but given how easy the bug is to exploit, we figure it's coming soon. Whoa, okay, here's a crazy news item. Popular Chrome extension Hanna sold users bandwidth for botnets. Hanna, one of the most popular online services for viewing blocked videos and TV shows from other countries, has turned its users into a botnet without their knowledge. The software, which is available as a plugin for the Chrome browser on desktop and mobile devices, has previously been praised for offering an easy-to-use and free service. However, it seems the company has been discreetly selling users idle resources, i.e. their bandwidth, via a separate Illuminati brand, allowing anyone to buy traffic in bulk and redirect it to a target site as a denial of service attack. Essentially, Hanna's users have been unwitting mercenaries in a botnet for hire. The issue came to light after the moderator of the controversial 8chan forum, an offshoot of 4chan that has been criticised for acting as an active pedophile network, reported that the site had been the target of multiple DOS attacks from Hanna's network. Quote, Hanna recently realised that they basically have a 9 million IP strong botnet on their hands, and they began selling access to this botnet, says a note on the site. Quote, an attacker used the Illuminati network to send thousands of legitimate-looking requests to 8chan in 30 seconds, representing a 100 times spike over peak traffic. Hanna is able to act as a botnet for the same reason that its service is free. It doesn't provide its own bandwidth or servers, but simply redirects that of its users. Most VPNs have their own servers spread around the world, channeling a user's internet connection through these so that it appears to be coming from a different country. This allows a user in France, for example, to watch geo-blocked TV shows from the US. Hanna, however, operates as a peer-to-peer VPN, routing users' connections through each other's devices like a giant telephone exchange. Hanna makes money by selling idle bandwidth from its free users under the Illuminati brand. Users who don't want to contribute their bandwidth have to pay a $5 a month, explains the site's FAQ. That's pretty intense. Next, Netflix says its streaming service is more energy efficient than breathing and reading. Netflix has made a startling claim in its latest blog post, saying its video streaming service is more energy efficient than the natural animal process of breathing. The attention-grabbing headline is part of Netflix's attempt to make an empirical case that it's an environmentally friendly company. Netflix said that it used only 0.0013 kilowatt hours for each hour of streaming video that it served to customers. Here's how the company breaks down the impact of that energy use. 36% was from renewable sources, 28% was offset with renewable energy credits. They plan to be fully offset by 2015 and to increase the contribution of renewable sources, and carbon footprint of about 300 grams of CO2 per customer represents about 0.007% of the typical US household footprint of 43,000 kilograms, which is 48 tons of CO2 per year. The Post even says that when you veg out in front of your television, you're actually saving the planet. Quote, in 2014, Netflix infrastructure generated only 0.5 grams of CO2 emissions for each hour of streaming. The average human breathing emits about 40 grams an hour, nearly 100 times as much. Sitting still while watching Netflix probably saves more CO2 than Netflix burns. What's more, people who read books are putting deadly greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Quote, a viewer who turned off their TV to read books would consume about 24 books a year in equivalent time for a carbon footprint around 65 kilograms of CO2, over 200 times more than Netflix streaming service, while the 100-watt reading light they might use, well, who uses 100 watts anymore? I have 6-watt lights in my house. Anyway, would match the consumption of the TV they could have watched instead. Wow, those are some pretty disgusting words from Netflix. Last news story. Here's why Google Plus and Google Photos are now separate services. During today's keynote at I/O, Google had a lot to say about how their new Photos service works. At a separate event after the keynote, Google made it clear Photos doesn't belong to Plus. Part of a, quote, renaissance in thinking of what Plus is and for. Google Vice President of Products, Bradley Horowitz, was quick to quell buzz regarding why Plus and Photos are no longer joined at the hip. Horowitz went on to point out Google Plus now has a new focus. Rather than be an over-the-top service that tries to be everything to you, Plus is now positioned as a place where users can connect. Horowitz says Plus is now a service which connects people around shared interest and passions. He also says Google Plus communities have over 1 million joins a day. The plan for Google Plus moving forward is to double down on connecting people around their common interests. While you can still find Photos in Plus, it is no longer core to the service. While this shift may leave some wondering if Plus is slowly being dismantled, Horowitz says it will receive the same level of product diligence as other services he oversees. And that's the news.
Well done, Hannah. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that, Hannah. Appreciate it. Let's go to Vincent first. What's your view on them stories, mate?
Oh, lots of views. Just quickly, though, the Apple Messages story. That's an interesting one, and I hadn't obviously experienced anything with it because it's such a very obscure sort of thing. I think the story I read was that you had to type in some Arabic letters, and it's a very specific string of text. But anyway, didn't actually affect me at all. Holla, I thought the Holla story was funny that the VPN network was called Illuminati. Like, how ironic, because if that's the one that this hidden botnet was using to like have its tentacles spread out all over the world, well, that's, you know, that's what the Illuminati is, the sinister, secretive organization. So
I had the same thought. I thought that, yeah, pretty funny. Like, is that a coincidence?
Yeah. And Netflix, just stop breathing. You know, that's what they're saying. I reckon.
I kind of like Netflix, considering Australia has a. Am I allowed to swear here? Like
no. Well, you can't. Go ahead.
I'm about to say.
Change the.
I kind of say crappy. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a crappy internet. In the whole wide world, we're like the number 144th on the leaderboard for fastest internet, but that's really low because it's like showcases the top 50. And for first world country, we don't have a really strong bandwidth. And Vin always complains like, your internet isn't that great, Suzanne. Your streaming is cutting off, and I'm getting annoyed. Yeah, and saying that, like, Netflix has overtaken bandwidth and pretty much like probably have use 1/3 of our bandwidth already, just because that's how many people are using Netflix for their own watching experience, to the point where even televisions are not normal traditional broadcast views are not being utilized anymore because we have Netflix now. We get to watch what we want to watch whenever we want to watch.
I wouldn't say that, Suzanne, because, you know, there's still plenty of other stuff on TV. I've had Netflix for a while and I can't find anything on there to watch, to be honest. And
that's because you have to know what you want to watch.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if you want to watch old TV shows or old movies, go right ahead. But, you know, if you want up-to-date stuff, you know, you either get Foxtel Play or or
But
print
yeah.
iTunes or whatever.
it's also to do with Netflix's algorithms, because you tell it what you like, and then, I mean, it's kind of like with Google search. It tracks what you like and it tracks what you watch and what you do. And then the same with Facebook feeds. And then it goes, oh, you like this, you like that. Well, then you probably like this. And it keeps showing you the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
The thing that annoys me about Netflix coming to Australia is that our internet's already crappy. Now it's going to be even more crappy because Netflix is going to be clogging up the pipes because
Yeah,
everyone,
that's what I mean.
you know,
Yeah.
so it's the worst thing that could have happened to Australia, in my opinion.
Well, it's
And-
not even, it kind of, I actually welcome it because it emphasizes how crappy it is. And I say crappy lightly because it is really super crappy.
Yeah.
And what it means that the government should really focus on providing more money to the infrastructure of the internet.
And you reckon Netflix is going to do that?
Yes, when eventually NBN is, but what's going to happen eventually is it's going to be a societal problem as well, where NBN skyrockets real estate prices as well. So you're going to see a social class problem eventually as well, which is something I'm foreseeing happening. But I do think it would make the government focus on, we need to have a stronger internet infrastructure, especially for technology now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I think that's what it should come from industry, not from entertainment. I don't think that a government is really that interested in improving people's entertainment options by offering Netflix. So, I think it's like a dead end. It really should come from business and technology and, those important things rather than sitting around watching telly.
I think ultimately when it comes to the Australian government providing a fantastic internet service for its people, I reckon wait like another 30 years when our generation, like my generation, once we're old enough that we are boring politicians and we are the people who grew up with the internet as teenagers and children, that's when they'll go, internet is an integral part of life. Everyone needs to have it. It needs to be super, super, super fast. Let's make it happen. I reckon it could take.
It's too slow. That's too slow. Because we're already lagging behind in terms of innovation and things. The fact that I'm utilizing it in a way that I could connect to the American market says something about what potentially you could do with live streaming, for example. I'm just saying that a lot of awesome people, smart people, are actually leaving Australia because they find that technology is not really being supported by the government, and they're forced to go overseas to find where the skills are being fully utilised.
Mm. Yep.
Australia in general is a tiny market, so I mean, plenty of reasons to leave Australia.
All right, Vincent, any more views on them stories, mate?
Yeah, photos and Google Plus. Remember when Google Plus first came out? It was mainly text. There was some really great conversation, great content. I'm talking about the first 6 months. That initial first Google Plus version, that was excellent. There was heaps of really engagement. It was great. And then they just switched on that whole sort of pretty interface, and they went fully into photos, and it just became basically a photo site. Yeah. And so it's good, or it's interesting to see them now go back to their original thing, which is not so much focus on photos. But the whole thing's being pulled apart. There's all sorts of things. I keep seeing people saying, "Oh, Google's not dead. Google's not dead. It's not dead. It's not dead. Google's not dead." And it's like, oh, shush.
Is it dead though, Vincent? Is it dead though, mate? Is it dead?
Is it? Well, I think when I hear that people saying that, it's like thou doth protest too much. It's like people who keep insisting something, maybe there is something there. But yeah, I don't think it's. I mean,
I'm very rarely on there that much. I just post my content on there, and that's it really, and just show some stuff to a few people.
I use it a lot, but there's all different uses for it because Hangouts is. I mean, there's so many parts to the puzzle, isn't there? Some people use it a lot for photos. Some people don't use Hangouts. Some people use Hangouts, not photos, and some people just use the platform as a blogging platform.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, I don't think it's dying. I think it's like anything. Look at Vine as maybe a comparative example where it went crazy for the first few months and it sort of just died down as the buzz went away. And, it's just now at the level that it probably should be. It's just that the initial wave of buzz is gone now and it's just sort of settled. And I think Google Plus maybe is doing the same sort of thing, although it's Google Plus is a huge machine. It's got its fingers in everything, so it's hard to think of it going away because it's just embedded into everything now.
All right.
It's one of the reasons why Google does really well. It's still surviving. I don't think it does really well. Actually, it's not efficient. Actually, is that it has all these compartments, but they don't integrate really well into our everyday uses. We don't.
Yeah.
I don't go there on a daily uses at all. I go there probably once every couple of months if I want to update my YouTube or set up a channel, because that's one of the great things is like he streamlines channel YouTube's really well. He set up a Google Plus business.
All right. Good stuff, Suzanne. Let's go to Jacob. Any question? What's your views on them stories, Jacob?
Well, the Chrome extension from Hola.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I removed it straight away after you told me, mate.
yeah. I read that this morning, U.S. time. I was like,
Well, you better let other people know who use that. Hannah, do you use that whole unblocker thing?
I did. I was using it for a long time, yeah. And now I use a different VPN now that I pay a monthly service for, which is I use Unitally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was using Holla, so because it was so good. And now perhaps I won't anymore. I have to check if it's on my phone as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you better check that. Have you used Netflix Australia yet, Hannah?
I haven't. I mean, I'm with my old account. I haven't changed my Netflix account, so I haven't looked at what's on offer for Australian Netflix. But from what I read, it's like a tenth of what American Netflix has. So I sort of haven't bothered.
Yeah, definitely. Well, they don't have Sons of Anarchy or Breaking Bad. They're the shows I like to watch, but they don't have that on there. So I won't be using Netflix anytime soon. Jacob, what else, mate?
well, I had a look at the Photos app from Google, and it's actually much cleaner than what it was before.
Oh yeah, definitely. On the Mac it is. Yeah, it looks great.
And for a hint, they're high quality, unlimited space.
Yeah, they are. So it's better. This is better than Flickr, right?
Yeah, up towards 16 megapixels.
Yeah, good stuff, mate.
Yeah.
Any other views and stories, Jacob?
And the GIFs coming to Facebook. I can't wait to see what people are going to start throwing up on their streams.
Is that going to turn into cat stuff and Google Plus, you reckon?
I think it might.
Well, I don't want to say that. Okay, Brian, what about you, mate? What's your view on them stories?
Well, let's see. For the photos, yeah, that's really exciting because I upload all my photos to Google Plus. You know, I am a regular Google Plus user. I use it. You know, it is my go-to social network. Everything else is secondary to me. So whatever I make on Google Plus, that gets shared out to Facebook and Twitter, through the Friends Plus Me service. So. For the fact that they're separating it, it's not the end of the world. Google Plus has always been, kind of the, third place type of thing, mainly because nobody that I know out, that in my area of town, it's almost impossible to find anyone to say, oh, I use Google Plus. What's that?
Yeah.
There's no advertising. I never hear on TV, you hear on TV like, oh, like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Nothing on Google Plus.
Yeah, same over.
So
yeah, I've never seen that on TV. I love seeing Twitter and Facebook promotion.
Yeah, but Google Plus is nice because yes, I can write long posts as long as I want, and the animated GIFs, that it's been there since day one, so that's awesome. Now it gets promoted to now Facebook can do it, so therefore anything that I share from Google Plus will then hopefully get any of those animated GIFs will then work on Facebook, which is awesome. If Google Plus decides to officially end, then I'll switch to Facebook. But as of right now, it's what I prefer better because I get more involvement and stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely. That Google Plus is how I do my videos and stuff with Hangouts on air.
Yeah, right.
Facebook doesn't do anything, so that's one thing that keeps me there.
Oh well, that's easy. Right? So if you like Facebook, use Facebook. If not, use Google Plus.
Yeah, I mean, I use Facebook. I read Facebook a lot because that's what everybody else uses it for, and I interact there and stuff. But Google Plus, Hangouts, photos. That's what really got me into it, and the communities. It's so much fun. So let's see. As for the Netflix thing being more efficient, now, and I was thinking while you were all discussing. I think we should just try to save the planet and end this podcast right now because we're talking too much, and so we're putting out too much CO2, like I am doing right now, and we're killing the planet just by talking here. No, that's up to you, Brad.
No, it's not shut down the podcast.
Okay. Let's see. The iOS bug, I have not gotten it. I don't think I will get it because I guess if it's a text message, it will not come to me unless I don't know. I don't have my SIM card in my iPhone.
Someone send it to you. Do you use your iPhone much, Brian? How often do you use your iPhone?
I use it. I have it. I bring it with me to work every day. I follow my stocks on it. I will play Minecraft on it. Of course, I can play it on my Android phone, but the big thing is, Robinhood, my stocks app, because, I have some money invested and I like to see how good Apple's been doing.
Hey, just curious, can I cut in? Did the messages bug affect OS X as well? Because, messages, you can send them back and forth between...
Sure, I think it might have, because that's part of iMessage too, isn't it? That's,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it would, yeah. Yeah, I think it would.
Nasty.
Yeah, very nice. Have it fix it soon. So what else, Brian? What else?
Well, let's see. As for the stock, I'm just glad that I'm making a profit off of Apple, even though it is 23 cents. So, I hope that it will keep going and going, and then they'll split, and I'll be rolling in the cash. Someday when I'm about 90 years old.
What about Craig Shipp? He reckons he raves on about stocks and stuff.
He can, what he does, he makes more money than I can right now. So, he does photography. I'm just a computer geek.
How does he make? I don't think he makes money out of that. I don't know how he makes money out of that.
He does. He sells stuff.
What photos?
I think you got to. I think he also hangs out with Dan McDermott, with Frederick online and stuff. It's the advertising. That's how he gets.
Yeah, I think it is.
That's how he makes the money. Yeah.
Good on him though. Good on him.
Let's see. Android M features. That would be cool. Unfortunately, I have a Samsung Galaxy Note 4, so I probably will not see any of these updates for about a year and a half. I just got Lollipop on this phone about a month ago. So
let's take an iPad Air too, Brian. So how's your iPad Air? Real quick.
I've been watching Netflix, pumping more CO2 into the atmosphere. So I apologize, but I've been watching Cosmos, the new Cosmos, and it's really awesome. And maybe
that's on Netflix, right?
Yes.
Oh, good stuff.
It's awesome because there's no commercials.
No ads. No ads. They're actually bringing out. Actually, Ice TV actually brought out a new set-top box so you can skip ads now from Ice TV called Skipper. It's called. And
that'll never come to the States.
Oh no, that won't come in. I'm just saying it's the first PBR hit to hit Australia, which you can actually skip ads and stuff and that sort of thing.
TiVo once did that, and then they got sued.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, we're Americans. We have to show ads at all costs because that's how we make money now.
Yeah, well, I don't see I don't really know what the problem with ads. You can just fast forward and then
Yeah, well then
show
it's the new versions of ads that play the video upon when you want to read a page, and then you have this video just starts up and with full sound and everything. It's annoying as frack.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And
okay, that's it, Brian. Is that what you want to say, mate?
Let's see. Yeah. I guess.
Did you?
Bandwidth thing that sucks, But I didn't get involved with that, so I don't have much to say about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Jacob gets these stories from, but they're good stories, Jacob. Good job, mate.
Thank you, Brad.
Where do you get them from, mate? Just real quick.
Facebook and you.
Which page?
Facebook and you.
What's it called?
Techwebcast.
There you go. Let's go to Suzanne. What's your view on the stories?
I like GIFs. Anything that has any visuals or things like that, or content, always makes my day. So
What's your favorite GIF?
Lots of kitties.
What a cut.
I'm not kitten, but I'm hoping there'll be more interesting banana GIFs coming along the way.
Oh, yeah.
Just random, more obscure stuff. But kittens do really well. It brings out people's inner good nature or positivity about it. So I'm all about GIFs and emojis.
Yeah, cool. All right. What else? So then, do you want to mention?
Oh, that's pretty much about it. I think I'm happy to move on to different discussions.
All right, Hanna, what about you? What's your view on them stories? Or have I already asked you?
I haven't asked them yet.
Okay.
But, I don't know how much. I think I probably made my comments as I was reading
stories.
But actually, I will just say one thing, because I didn't know that Google Photos is a thing now, a separate thing. And so I went and I looked at it, photos.google.com. And so I didn't realize the best thing about this is that it's unlimited storage. So I was previously using auto upload of my photos through the Google Plus app on my phone. And so I just checked out photos.google.com and I went to my settings and I realized that in order to get the free unlimited storage, I had to just I had to change my settings, which is really simple, very obvious to see if you go and you look at your settings. So that's great. I'm so happy, and thank you, Google, for doing nice things for us while you use our data. And what else was there? No, that's all I have to say.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff, Hanna. Let's go to Vincent. Vincent, you got some questions for Suzanne before we start. Susan, give us a quick background on what you do, real quick.
I like to do social experiments on different digital emerging technologies and platforms.
Okay.
But I have a background in I work as a freelance social media.
Oh, nice. Okay. How long have you been doing that for?
Probably less than a year officially.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. All right. And you're using Meerkat to stream place you go to on that?
Yeah, in the last 3 months, before Meerkat, I did a social experiment on Tinder for a month where I did 30 days of Tindering.
Okay.
And then I found Meerkat, and in the last 3 months, I think I kind of exploded in that. My friend likes to joke around and call me near famous.
Love it. That's cool. Love it.
So, Suzanne, you somehow managed to get into the leaderboard really, really quickly. How long was that? Like after Meerkat launched, before you hit the leaderboard?
I used probably the launch of South by Southwest when they got cut off by the social graph by Twitter. And it took me 3 days to go on the leaderboard. And within a week, I spoke to Adam Bast, the Greens MP, and taught him how to use Meerkat. And he kind of just went from there, projected all the way to the top, I guess.
Do you reckon that gave you some boost to get more famous? The fact that you
No, not really, but it just clarified what I needed to do on there in terms of content. I realized that I like being meta. So I talked about the first couple of months, I talked a lot about how to use Meerkat on Meerkat, because I want to see more people utilizing Meerkat the way it was supposed to be, because I saw it as a different form of social participation and engagement, and it's a different way of doing social media.
That sort of often happens, doesn't it? When a new platform arrives, a lot of people jump on and start sort of helping others find their way around. And it's like, hey, look, you just do this and do this. And I see there's a lot of people on Periscope that it did really well from helping others find their way. It's a great thing.
Yeah, I think I became, especially after the poll thing, then I decided I continue experimenting and found a way to monetize it before everyone else, even before Meerkat found a way to monetize itself.
Yeah, yes. So let's talk about that. You it wasn't actually long after you hit the leaderboard, was it, that the Nepal earthquakes happened?
On the leaderboard, it was like, when did the Nepal earthquake happen?
Oh, Jesus. It seems like so long ago now, but the whole thing seems like it's been going for ages, and it's only been, what, two months?
A month or 2 months or something like that.
Yeah,
literally. I have to admit, the last 3 months has been a massive blur for me. That's how fast, in terms of what Meerkat has done for me, in terms of opportunities and excitement. And Nepal was just one of my other milestones, and I'm really happy that I contributed in a way that created positivity and awareness for it. But more than that, it made me excited because I learned about Bitcoin.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So how did you come up with the idea as like, how can we use Meerkat to raise funds for the Nepal earthquakes? Did you have Bitcoin in mind and then come up with that idea? Or did you think, let's find a way to make some money? Are we going to use PayPal? How are we going to do this? And then stumble across Bitcoin? What came first?
So someone tipped me.
Ah.
Someone tipped me while I was Meerkatting, and being that I'm like always looking for opportunities, a light bulb went. The Eureka movement came on, and I'm like, what the fuck? That was amazing. Like, it kind of blew my mind away. And within probably the next few days, Nepal happened, and I was like, yes, this is an opportunity to help raise awareness about it. But what I didn't realize is, like, I had this problem, not a problem really, where I had to like teach people about Bitcoin, teach people about ChangeTip, and encourage them to donate at the same time. But within 2 days, I was able to raise $700 or something like that, which is, I think, a really big effort considering that I had to teach everyone about all this as well.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And I like actually the way that you did it by saying, I think, was it CoinJar or ChangeTip gave you 50 cents, and so that automatically, if you joined up and you just couldn't get your money into the account, like I couldn't because I had verification issues. I'm still working through, by the way. So you said, oh, look, just give you 45 cents. So you can at least do that.
Yeah, what happened was, like, the first day when I did it, I didn't get support from ChangeTip or Meerkat. But when the second day, then I started approaching them. Like, I love ChangeTip because one of the questions that kind of blew me again was, like, what can we do to help? Because one of the things that the ChangeTip want to achieve is to do more charity-based events and fund and help use Bitcoin as a way to directly, instead of going through the third parties or wait a lot, it actually goes directly to the person that you want to support. So that's probably one of the reasons why I chose ChangeTip in the first place, because it actually directs the coins, and I showed everyone that it goes all the way to the pockets to Red Cross. I think within like 1 week, I asked them, so how much did you raise? They raised about $7,000. That's amazing.
Wow.
For Bitcoin especially. As well, because Red Cross didn't really understand what happened, and they kind of got blew away by their whole experience as well. So it's a really good user case, I guess.
That's fantastic. So can you simplify it for us listening here and the audience?
What is Bitcoin?
No, not even. Well, okay, I guess you got to talk about that, don't you? But yeah, okay. After you've explained what Bitcoin is, how it all ties together with CoinJar and ChangeTip. Like, for example, why do I need CoinJar? Can I just have Bitcoin and ChangeTip in order to give money to people online? Or even can I just have a Bitcoin account and give it? Why do I need a wallet? And how does that all work?
All right. Bitcoin, first off, is internet virtual money, so internet of money, and it is virtual money. That's probably the simplest way of describing it. And what Vince has been describing is like what are the tools or utilizations of what you can use with Bitcoin. And it is decentralized, meaning that it's regulated by people, not banks or governments that are looking after Bitcoin. And because of that, that's why a lot of people fear it, especially the government, because they have no way of regulating or controlling it. And I call it the money of people, because essentially what happens is that you become your own banks, and that's what wallets are like. You become your own. You have to be responsible for the money you earn with Bitcoin or money you gain with Bitcoin. And you don't necessarily have to have a wallet, but it's a place where you store your Bitcoin.
So why can't I just store my Bitcoin in my Bitcoin account?
That is a Bitcoin account is a wallet. Like it's like just like the way I describe Bitcoin is like it's like your favorite browser. We have our own browsers, for example. Some people prefer Safari, some people prefer Chrome, and that's what Bitcoin is.
Okay,
I mean, a Bitcoin wallet is, and
yeah,
Bitcoin wallet and Bitcoin account is the same thing to me.
yeah, but where does the coin jar come into it? Like, let me then continue using your analogy. Is Bitcoin like the data, and coin jar is like the browser that we choose to use? It's like
Yes, it's something like that. Yes, it's pretty much what it is. It's like and coin jar is just a Australian-owned Bitcoin wallet.
And that's why we would use that, because it's easier to use. Well, in fact, you can only use. Like I tried to sign up for, what was the other one? Coinbase. There's a whole bunch of them.
I actually have like 5 wallets. This is how many I'm testing it out. Essentially, you don't need to connect it to your bank account. CoinJar only allows you to. One of the reasons why I like CoinJar is because it's all about the end consumers. They're thinking about how you would utilize Bitcoin on an everyday basis, and that's why they want you to connect to your bank account. But if you have Bitcoin, you could start using CoinJar straight away and any other wallet straight away. You don't have to connect it to your bank account.
Yeah, but if you connect your CoinJar account to your bank account, then you can just really easily top up your CoinJar with money, which then you can turn into Bitcoin. So it's a really, really smooth and easy way of doing it. And I love how that process is simplified now that it by CoinJar, so that they've made it sort of user friendly in a way.
Yes, the app is one of the best UX designs that I've seen so far.
So let's talk about that. You actually went and interviewed the co-founder of CoinJar, Asher.
Yeah, Asher. What's interesting is when I was in Melbourne for a week, him and his other co-founder, Ryan, landed in San Fran a day before I interviewed him. So and then they go and I think they have some really exciting news where they're planning to develop a swipe card, which is what I'm really excited about, and they're opening up CoinJar in UK as well.
Yeah, all right, that's excellent. Yeah, I was lucky enough to be on your Meerkat stream when you went to the CoinJar office and you were standing outside drinking coffee with them to start with.
It was pretty chillax. That's probably my style. It was really casual, and like I treat most of my interview people like friends, because that's kind of the style that I have with everyone. And we're just having coffee and we were just like chillaxing. And
then you went upstairs and had a one-on-one with Asher, and it was great because then we were able to, all the viewers on Meerkat with him, able to hit him up with our questions as well. So
yeah, and he was really good-natured about it as well, and he was really interested and intrigued by the whole Meerkat experience as well. And he said it was really different from all the other interviews. So it was good. So
okay, finally, just to recap, we've got the Bitcoin, we've got our preferred wallet, CoinJar, because we're in Australia, and CoinJar are really cool. They're an Australian startup. So why do we need ChangeTip? How's that tie in?
ChangeTip, it's another totally different thing. ChangeTip is like giving away appreciation on social media. So I could pretty much, if you don't have a wallet, for example, and you don't know Bitcoin, it's like a gateway to learning Bitcoin. I would tip you from using Twitter, Facebook, on YouTube, SoundCloud, and various other social platforms, and tip you saying, hey, I love what you're doing. I love and show appreciation as well. So
but it ties into but it is actually paying them Bitcoin in real, it's real money.
Yes. But they also, it is like I could give you a Bitcoin or in bits, Vince, for example, on Twitter. It's like, hey, I want to send you 1,000 bits of appreciation, and 1,000 bits is like about equivalent to 24 cents at the moment. I just want to
tell us what that tweet would look like.
At what's your
Vintuitive?
Yeah, Vintuitive, 1,000 bits. Or $1, please send $1 to Vintuitive at ChangeTip. And what happens is instant.
Just to send a tweet to someone to give them money, that's that
Yeah.
is going to just turn commerce on its head, you know?
Yeah, microcommerce especially, I consider someone describe it as a way, a friend of mine described it as like, it's like PayPal of Twitter.
Exactly, yeah.
PayPal of Twitter, it's going to revolutionize the way we interact and engage, and we don't really necessarily need to pay transaction fees as well. That's probably one of the great things about ChangeTip and Bitcoin at the moment. And that's what I'm really excited.
In your description, I think that's the one thing you left out. There are actually no user fees at all, transaction fees, nothing.
At the moment, no, or minor. It's less than a cent at the moment. If there's anything, it's less than a cent. But pretty much you accept $1 without any fees. And you can't do that with credit cards or anything like that because micro donation doesn't exist because you have to pay.
Yeah, try give someone 50 cents on PayPal. It just gets eaten up with a transferal fee.
Unless it's it's just Australian to Australian. But other than that, and you have to wait sometimes as well. Like I just transferred money over to my PayPal account. They said that it's going to wait 5 days. In this day and age, why do we need to wait?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm just. And my mind's going crazy with the idea of commercial use of this and small businesses using it, or even big businesses, because you're focusing on micropayments. What's to stop me? How big a payment can I transfer like this on Twitter?
You don't have to do on Twitter. Well, you can actually.
No, I know, but I just want to, make it really, really short and simple and
yeah.
easy.
So at the moment, it's capped in $25. But you could actually go to ChangeTip and ask, can you make it a bigger tip? But I don't think if you go $1,000 or have bigger payments, why do you need to go for a ChangeTip when you could go for wallets? Seagate is doing something amazing where it's not Bitcoin that people are really excited about. It's blockchain. You have to check that out. What blockchain is that's the kind of infrastructure where Bitcoin exists in the first place.
Yeah. It's basically all of the transactions into this encrypted string of code or something crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. For example, let's just because people like stories, and Seagate is everyone knows who Seagate is, and they do thousands.
The guys who make the hard drives.
Yeah, they're thousands of transactions every day, and what they do is they do transactions, and then they have to do a second thing where they have to pay everyone else, so they're doing double the work. What blockchain offers is they're able to pay them and have receipts in one transaction.
Oh, you mean the staff?
Yeah.
Oh.
So they receive a receipt because of the address, the Bitcoin address, or the address of what you see, the strings of numbers, and they're able to receive payment within the same transaction. That doesn't exist at the moment.
That's excellent.
Except for Bitcoin or blockchain. So there's going to be, and banks are really considering it as well because they realize that something simplicity and transparent about it is awesome.
Yeah, because it's got a bit of a bad rap with the whole Silk Road thing, and people sort of shy away from Bitcoin and think, oh, that's that dodgy currency, isn't it? It's no, it's it's just becoming mainstream. So I think things like this and what you're doing is really good, especially what CoinJar is doing. Those guys are great by simplifying the whole thing and making it user friendly and sort of normalizing the whole thing.
Oh, that's where everything is going at the moment. They're providing more apps, technology to provide frictionless transactions and painful. When you think about it, if you start using Bitcoin on a regular basis, you realize how outdated bank systems are.
Yeah.
That's the last couple of months I've been continually mind blown by Bitcoin, and I'm considering banks are still important and necessary, especially because of taxations and things like that. But I'm still considering seeing if I accept payments and income through Bitcoin only, because I want to test it out as well. So there's something amazing happening at the moment, and it's like Meerkat and with Bitcoin, they're both future technology innovative, where they're just opening up with more communications and awesome potential for the future. That's why I love both of them so much.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So that's Bitcoin, that's the whole thing. But getting back to Meerkat, Meerkat's a little bit problematic for me because it seems to not be as stable as Periscope. So I sort of headed this section, the paraffin in the room. That there's this obvious rivalry between Periscope and Meerkat, and I just thought you might just like to touch on that just a little bit, and then, I know that you've looked. This is a this show has gone on like so long, so we sort of can't go on forever.
We need to wrap up very soon, Vincent. So can't be.
Yeah, so let's skip over the Periscope thing for now, unless you want something to say about that. But I really wanted you to tell us about your book.
Oh yes, I'm writing a book, and because I taught for the last 3 months, I've been teaching people about it, and now I'm writing the book, and I'm hoping to get it out of the way, an ebook within 2 weeks. That's my goal. If I could get it within 1 week, I will release it within a week. And so please look forward to it. And being that I'm a freelance social media, I am going to charge for it. But there will be a few chapters that will be available for the public to check out.
Excellent. So you're going to do that in EPUB or Mobi for the Kindle? Because you were talking about image problems with the Kindle.
Oh, there's Tableau. I found an Australian ebook publisher called Tableau, TABLO.io. What they do is provide a platform where you can write, and they push it out to Kindle, Amazons, and a few different other ebook tools. Yes.
Okay.
All right, good stuff, Suzanne and Vincent. Great chatting. That was an interesting conversation that you two had. Hannah, any questions for Suzanne, real quick?
No, it was just good to listen to. That was really interesting. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for telling us about that.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting chat. Suzanne, where can they get hold of you if they have any more questions for you?
Twitter. I'm always on
yes.
Twitter.
String Story. Where'd you get the name from for that name? That's a cool name, by the way.
And I graduated as an interior designer, and I got bored, so I went on the streets to connect people, time, and place together, and became an artist. Now I do that virtually. I connect people, time, and stories together.
Oh, sweet. Good stuff. Good stuff. Jacob, any questions for Suzanne real quick, mate?
Nope, because Vincent really got a hold of him.
Sure did. He sure did. He knocked him out of the park, mate.
I have nothing to say. You did a good job on that, Vince.
Yeah, I agree with Jacob. Vincent, if you want to get on the podcasting, mate, I think you just found your job, mate.
Cheers, thanks.
Good job, Vincent. And just mention your series, Vincent, what you're doing on Periscope.
Okay. I'm a bit of a Periscope person, so I'm doing a series every morning at 8:30 Adelaide time, which is 9 a.m. your time, Eastern time, where I do conversations with Siri. So I talk, Siri and I sit down for some in-depth conversations. Tomorrow, being Sunday, we're going to talk about God and all these deep spiritual questions. So yeah, tune in. It's on every day. It's on Periscope. And
that's a great concept, by the way.
Vincent, I've got a question for you for Siri. Can you ask if God is real, please?
Oh, that is one of the questions. Yes.
And if it's cases like if God, what gender is God is? And if God had to rename himself or herself, what name would God give himself?
Yeah, and also ask how old is God too, please.
Hang on, I'm just getting these down. What would God's name be?
If he had to rename himself or herself, what would he call herself or himself?
Okay, and what gender?
What gender? Yeah, what sex you are.
Yep. Okay. Any more?
Oh yeah, and if you had to redo everything again, what would he do? I doubt he could answer that question, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking to God. I'm talking to Siri, but
yeah. Do you know what I mean? If Siri was God, what would she do?
Okay. All right. That's
so
cool.
What else is Vincent? What made you get into this sort of thing, mate? Because I love the iPad, and you love the iPad too. So
it was an old idea I came up with ages ago, and I started saving screenshots of questions I'd asked Siri, and I was going to just post them as images, and I just thought, hey, why not do a little?
Yeah.
Now the Periscope and live streaming is a big thing now. Hey, I'll just do a show on that, and so I'm asking. But today's one was about music because every Saturday on social media, I'm like, music is my thing on the weekends.
Yeah, definitely.
And yesterday I did using Siri as your secretary, and it was great because I finished with a video from 1987. It was an Apple commercial about the future, saying, "Look, in the future you'll be able to do this." And so I did all of that stuff with Siri before playing the video at the end. It was good.
I do want to compare our experience with Periscope and Meerkat because it's two different experiences where I'm super engaging on Meerkat.
I had a lot of really hard questions to hit you with, Suzanne, and I would love to do that another time.
Yes, yeah. I think we need to do another stream because I feel like you we've just touched the surface of what we were discussing as well.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Brian, any questions for Suzanne before we go, mate?
I want to know where I can accumulate mass quantities of bitcoins.
And you don't, you could earn it. Go Sapchain. You could earn 1,000 bitcoins for answering questions.
Oh, cool. Where's that?
Yeah, Zapchain. Yeah.
Shame.
You should tip me. And plus, if you give me your Twitter handle, I'll be happy to give you your first 1,000 bits to start off your Bitcoin.
Well, how much is that in real money?
25 cents.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Sounds like more say it in Bitcoin, though, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. That's why I call it 1,000 bits of appreciation.
I remember I worked with a guy, this was like 2 years ago, he was a Bitcoin nut. This was when Bitcoin hit like $1,000.
Yes, 1,300
per coin. And he was going, oh man, it's totally awesome. And now the bottom pretty much fell out, and it's like, I haven't seen the conversion rate. What is it now?
It's like 250 American, 300 now.
That'll work, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking for mass quantities of bitcoins. So.
Yeah, you don't want to mine either because it's not affordable.
I don't have. Well, if I get enough of these Raspberry Pis, I may be able to. But I don't have enough ports. But as for the Meerkat,
yep.
What is your I was going to add you on Meerkat because
it's the same as my Twitter handle. It's string story.
Yep. Interesting, because I tried to add you and it wouldn't let me.
Yeah, you need to follow him on. You need to follow her on Twitter first, mate.
Twitter.
Nada on the Meerkat.
No.
Why do they have to make things?
Don't add at this stuff.
Just
I didn't.
Yeah, just put the name in, and then you should follow her.
String.
Sorry. All right, let's go to Jacob real quick. Jacob, what's your final?
I was gonna. One last thing. Yeah. I plan to do a Meerkat on my way to work tonight. If anybody's interested.
All right.
Cool. Awesome.
We'll tune in.
It's gonna be mostly black. But
are you gonna go to Macca's on the way home? You go to Macca's on the way home?
Macca's and McDonald's.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Why not?
Yeah. Does Brian know what Macca's means?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Belinda told me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at it as like Macca's.
Yeah, go to Macca's, mate. On the way home. Go to Macca's. Get yourself a Mac and eat it in front of the camera.
Oh, you know what?
I did that last night.
Oh,
I'm surprised what we don't see on Meerkat or in Periscope is people eating food.
Oh, you know what? I saw that this morning for the first time. 2 girls got home from partying in the UK, and they were eating their kebab or something. And because they had their mouthfuls, like they was just sitting there. It's like, what are you eating? And it's like, what? So, yeah, they're very boring.
All right, good stuff, Vincent. Where can I get hold of you, Vincent? And what's the final view of the show, mate? Did you enjoy your time here?
Yeah, it was great to be on. It was good I was going to say see you guys again, but I hear you guys again. You can get me on everywhere at Vintuitive. That's intuitive, but with a capital V or any V, really.
All right, good stuff, Vincent. Good to have you on. Come back on any time, mate, and enjoy doing your series.
Thanks.
We'll tune to that every week, every day, is it?
Every day at 9 a.m. Melbourne time.
9 a.m. Melbourne, all right. Check it out. Jacob, what about you, mate? What's your final view? Shane, what do you want to say to Suzanne or anyone else on this show?
Wow, this was a great show. And Vincent was hitting off all the questions and stuff.
Well, do you have any questions, Jacob, at all?
No, sir. No. Vincent hit all the big ones.
Yeah, well, okay.
What did you learn anyway, Jacob? What is one thing that you learned from this whole podcast today?
Bitcoin.
Okay.
But
yeah, Bitcoin. I might start using Bitcoin instead of PayPal now because
that's great. I achieved something. Yay!
Yeah, no, seriously, Vincent told me about this other day, and I couldn't believe it. There's no fees in it, and
there's hardly like a penny worth of fees.
Unbelievable, yeah.
One of the great things is, like, if you go to America or UK or whatever, you could actually convert straight away to different currencies.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was going to say, Suzanne, was that the reason my ears pricked up when you started talking about it a couple of weeks ago was because at that point I was needing to do some international commerce. We had like a team of people that were located in different countries, and it was like, such a headache to try and transfer and all the bank fees. And it's like, why don't we just use Bitcoin?
Yes.
Yep. All right, good stuff, Vincent. Good to have you on, mate. Come back on any time you want. Let's go to Hanna Silver. What about you, Hanna? What's your view on the show, and what do you want to say to anyone on here?
I really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on. It was fun reading the news, and that's all. Hello, goodbye.
That's all. And you'll be on very soon again as a guest with me and Jennifer and Jody and Jacob, and who else is going to be on?
Yeah, great.
Should be good. And maybe you can.
Yeah, Techweb. It's always a pleasure to be on Techwebcast.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Hanna, I did tune into your Hannah's Happy Hour, and I watched that you streamed some of it on Meerkat or Periscope.
Yeah,
I did a Periscope. Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
actually,
that's good.
It was probably
about that. Which do you prefer, Hanna? Meerkat or Periscope?
Do you know what? Before this conversation, I had never heard of Meerkat, so I'll have to go and have a look at it. Yeah.
This is what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, have a look at it.
This is like one of the things that I realize is like a lot of Australians don't know about Meerkat, but they do know about Periscope.
Why is that, Suzanne?
It's because one, I do think that Twitter, being owned by Twitter, they have better marketing strategies and promotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we tend to pick up innovation really slowly in Australia because we live in our own little bubble.
You're saying Periscope's not innovative?
No, I'm just saying Periscope has a totally innovative. They're like mobile live stream technology. It's just that they have better promotions and marketable approach, and it's owned by Twitter. So anything that Twitter owns, everyone is going to hear about.
Yeah, but why Australia? Why is that different?
I feel like people haven't heard about it. Maybe because Meerkat is not promoting itself hard enough on this. Yeah, well, they're focusing on more on the American market at the moment.
Well, if you ask like a tech person like Vincent or anyone else like us, they would know what it is. And if you ask a normal person, they wouldn't know what it is.
Yeah. One of the favorite questions that I like being asked is Meerkat dying.
All right. Okay, Hanna, what else you want to say, Hanna, before we go?
Nothing. You can find me everywhere, all over the internet. I'm on Google Plus, and Twitter and Facebook, and so and SoundCloud, blah blah blah. It goes on. So just look for me. Yep. And you'll find me. Hello.
Follow on Twitter on that. Okay. Brian, what about you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Brian Boer. Find me on Meerkat as well. I'm going to do another broadcast on my way to work. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, just me driving in the dark, and
You ain't get a Macca's,
I won't be able to read anything, but what?
You ain't get a Macca's?
Maybe later.
I'm joking. Okay, so yeah, that's good. Good, mate.
But yeah, as for Facebook, it's the same thing, Brian Boer, and on Google Plus, which I, do most of my posts first, it's plus.google.com/+BrianBoer1.
Good stuff. What do you think they'll announce at the WDC, do you reckon, Brian, in a week?
Let's see, a transporter, a replicator, and a warp drive.
I want to see a new Apple TV. What about you, Vincent? What do you think they'll announce there, mate? Real quick.
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I want to see a new Apple TV. What about you, Jacob?
I don't know, but I was cut. I was trying to ask a question.
Well, Arson.
What I was going to say is that one service that you're talking about be able to be used in the States? That Bitcoin service.
Absolutely. It's worldwide.
Oh, yeah. I just got 2,000 bits from Suzanne. Thank you very much. That's 47 cents.
Yeah.
All right.
Over the internet, like within moments. It's an international
I'm
money.
in the money.
In the money.
All right. You went Twitter at Brad Oz and a Techwebcast. That's it. Thanks for being on, everyone.
I didn't get to say mine.
What?
I didn't get to say
Go
mine.
for it.
Oh, go ahead, Jake. Don, hurry up.
You can follow me at jazzbot326691Z.
Thank you. See you next week.
See you next week.
Techwebcast. The hosts and guests are unsurpassed. Techwebcast. Cause technology, it moves so fast. Techwebcast. Stick around and you're gonna have a blast. Yeah! Tech webcast. Ha, ha. Tech webcast. Big ups to Andrew, to Brad, Jody, Steve, and Jennifer. Boom!
Hello?
And the majority of those people weren't even here.
I didn't say to speak. I should have waited till I said that was 8. That's cool.